19 Sunday evening starts now.
Thank you for watching WHNT News 19 at 5:30. I'm Kristen Conner. After several dry, hot days, we got some rain in Huntsville. And if Hurricane Florence has its way, we might get some more. Meteorologist Christina Edwards, she's here with us now to update us on Hurricane Florence. So Christina, when can we expect Florence to make landfall, and what exactly does that mean?
Oh, absolutely. And those are some loaded questions, to be honest with you, because landfall, what one person thinks is to be one thing about landfall, it's a completely different thing in meteorology. So let me go ahead and break all this down for you. Landfall is when the center of a hurricane crosses over land. You're looking at Hurricane Florence, and right in the center, just to the left of where you see all that red there, that would be the center of the hurricane. But it turns out that it is as much as 400 miles across, or 200 miles from the center to an outer rain band, specifically the western rain band. That's why when we're saying that it's making landfall, you have to wait until that center gets over land. And if you know any friends or family who are making preparations along the South Carolina, North Carolina coastline, they need to be ready well before landfall does occur. So let me show you the timing graphic here. Notice how that's by late next week. We're talking about Wednesday. It starts nearing the bend of the Carolina coast there. By Thursday, the center is approaching the Carolina coast, but that's Thursday afternoon. We're going to see these impacts as early as late Tuesday evening into Wednesday afternoon. Landfall doesn't occur until Thursday afternoon, Kristen.
So those outer bands, landfall, all of this sounds like a really important distinction, but also this really does sound like a big storm. How big is Florence, and is that typical? Well,
I'll be honest with you, I'm concerned, and this is why. Right now, it is still a Category 1 hurricane, but as it gets close to the Carolina coast there, it is forecast to get up to 140 miles per hour sustained winds, with those gusts as high as 165 miles per hour. So that's quite a bit of energy within that hurricane as it approaches the coastline. In addition, it's going to produce a significant amount of rainfall. I'm still looking at the forecast data with regards to how much rain could be falling, but Florence could also be lingering along the coast of South Carolina, North Carolina for a day or two. And when you get all that rain and all that heavy rain and gusty winds, that is going to produce quite a bit of damage along the coastline and as far as 100 miles to 200 miles away from the coast.
With this storm really not expected to make landfall for a little while, I mean, how fast is this traveling? What can you tell us about the speed of the thing?
Absolutely. So it's moving from the east towards the west at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. The latest advisory has it about 7 miles per hour, but honestly, that's going to wiggle over the next 24 to 48 hours. Essentially, between now and Thursday, that's when we're really going to see it get closer and closer to the Carolina coast. If you have any friends, any family, or even any travel plans along South Carolina, North Carolina, you need to be watching Florence carefully and possibly doing any kind of, if somebody's living there, helping them out with evacuation plans, or if you're thinking about traveling, you may need to divert your travel plans as well. For us here in the Tennessee Valley, if Florence stays further south and it's more of a Charleston, Myrtle Beach landfall, that is going to impact us in the sense that we will receive a few outer rain bands, but we will likely receive minimal, if any, impacts from Florence, especially in terms of, say, those tropical cyclone-related tornadoes that we tend to see from a Gulf landfalling tropical system.
Awesome, Christina. You always keep us informed. We appreciate that. We're going to check in with you later in the show.
Absolutely.
Thank you.